Welcome, welcome. I am your host today, Raffle, part of BRL. We are getting off today with round 16, the Japanese Tier 2 Grand Prix. Let's get things started and set up for you all. I'm alone, unfortunately, today, so I'm going to have to do a lot of talking with myself. So if you people are out there and in the chat, please do drop a line. I am watching the chat and trying to watch this race at the same time, so do not feel afraid. I will be trying to answer your questions as soon as I can. As these guys are already getting off, I do believe that was Wiser Square getting out first, trying to set out the provisional pole, but he's thrown on the hards, which is a pretty conservative strategy. Looks like Ritzy Raccoon is going for the softs, looking to bang out a good lap right away. Also got CJ Gaming going out on the mediums so far. Get the tires up for you guys there. Let's see how Wiser Square gets on those hards. I know it's not necessarily the preferred strategy, but I do like setting out a banker lap on those hards. It looks like he's the only driver to do such a strategy. Who knows, he might throw it into the pits at the end of this lap, just trying to feel out the track. But let's see. We also have our championship standings. Been a bit of a shake-up, but I know Whiffy Winner is still at the top with 203 points, followed closely behind with Maverick at 187, followed by Tazonic at 165, SF1 Tom at 143, HRC at 95, Next Face Taste at 95, 94 rather. Skeppy at 89, Ritzy Raccoon at 79, Redeemer at 71, Funky Cactus at 67, Wiser Square at 55, Cardinal at 48, Mexena at 48, Saxman at 43, Exia at 34, Opossum at 20, and Andre Muri at 8, Toxin at 6, Aldifer at 6, and CJ Gaming at 2. I know some of those later drivers came in midway through the season, so that's a pretty good reason as to why they don't have a whole ton of points, but it should be a good shake-up to see how these drivers can handle it. Ritzy Raccoon is going to put out that provisional lap for us. I know we are missing a few drivers due to a 24 Le Mans Project Cars 2 series as well, so that's ongoing. Tons of all kinds of things, different driving events. Ritzy Raccoon sets a 129.2, but I know that some of these guys are going to be pacing to go a little bit quicker. CJ Gaming a 32. Andre Muri goes faster with a 20.9. Again, the track still needs to warm up a little bit, so I'm sure it'll get a little bit better before the end of the laps. These guys are trying to go through. Anybody else on a run? Saxman looks like he's coming through. He's going to dive for the pits. No, he's going to put on that lap for mediums. What is he going to do? A 128.98. Right? Splitting the two Alfa Romeos and putting himself right up there on those mediums. Funky Cactus, I believe, is coming down the line as well. throwing himself a 129.5 on the mediums. Cardinal coming in a 131.2. Sure he's going to improve, but again, it's probably just a banker lap on those mediums. I can imagine him doing 2 or 3 more before doing a soft run. Got Maverick coming down the line. He's going to throw it into the pits. Teamer coming through. And HRC is going to put in that fast lap of 128.5. Know he's got that pace and done it several times. He's thrown it on pole. He has that pace. Did very well in Russia to throw out everybody off of his trail. Teamer sets himself into the mid-pack at a 137. Some of these guys are going out for their first run. Looks like everybody else is either in the pits or coming through, getting to the pits. Don't know how many people are really pushing for a lap right now. I think Saxman's trying to give it another one on those mediums, but Andre Miri's off in sector 2 there. It's not good. Just pushing a little bit too hard. Yeah, it's qualify. Everyone's trying to send it. That's the way it goes. HRC is going to come into the pits as well, following in Funky Cactus. I think a lot of these guys are equip themselves for either their second run or considering just waiting it out for the end. Strategy is definitely a soft and medium around here. The hards won't get you a ton of pace, but I'm sure some of these guys are going to try. Oh, his Mex kind of gets a little bit of the grass, and that's just going to ruin his run, take some of his wing as well. He's going to have enough time to get it back around, get a new wing, set of tires, some fuel, but Whiffy winner, our current championship standing leader, is on the run. Trying to just take a clean, conservative line, not really pushing it too hard on those mediums. I'm sure he's going to try another run on the softs, but very clean driving for him and a good apex through that corner there. As his teammate Tazonic is going to come over the line first, coming down to the final chicane. Well done to the braking zone, grabs just enough of the curb. Slides his way through. What's that gonna be? 135. Wasn't pushing very hard. Or had some sort of issue with. He's still pushing though. Yeah, isn't that always something to do? Wishing your drivers luck before a race. It's stressful and a lot to deal with when there's 20 cars all bunched up like that. Both on an out lap, but Mars the Square's not going too fast, letting Maverick through. Maverick's going to try and get his first good run. I think he's gone to no line as the BRL has been pushing for lesser and lesser assists from our drivers, wanting all of us to get a little bit better at our driving, so I think he was trying to push the limit himself. In practice, he was running no line, but he's doing pretty good now. Just trying to grab every inch of the track there. Not a whole lot of camera angles for some reason. Even through all the S's, it's only a pilot cam. A little unfortunate. So it looks like it's going to be a battle for the mid 128s for a time. Maybe on the final run, someone will put in close to a 127, but I'm not quite sure we'll be able to scratch it this time around. We'll have to see how the track develops on that final run, maybe with less fuel and someone really giving it and having a good run. Maverick's starting to come his way through. 130R takes it very nicely into the hairpin. He's going to slot himself up into P2. 128.8, which is a very good run for him. Hopefully if Whiffy doesn't get a good run on his softs, I'm sure that's what he wants, to try and close that championship gap in points. I know Maverick had some issues with his wheel, which didn't help him for that battle, but he's still going to try and fight for it. So these drivers are all making a run. I think Saxman's on another run, or he'll be coming into the pits to get his last run in. How is he going to fare as he comes down over the line? He's going to take the new pole at a 128 flat. So, yeah, that 127 line is getting ever so closer. I wonder if HRC is going to be able to do something similar as he's coming down over the line. Not quite. Did better on his first run. Ritzy Raccoon's gonna, Funky gonna come in, try to get themselves ready for their next run. Got Mexana coming back out, trying to get their final run in. Would have probably waited a little bit longer, gone with less fuel. But it's a different strategy call for every driver. Do what they want, do as they please. Who else is on? Coming in the pits. He's on an outlap. Face Taste is on a run. Pushing those mediums. So is Livid. Livid is also on a run. He's closer up to Spoon. Oh, it was LDR Redeemer. I wonder if he's just going to be coming in for hit then. Where's Livid? Livid's coming down over the line. See if he can put in a good time for himself. Oh no, he's gonna die for the pits. Change up the fuel, probably go out. Face Taste is still gonna try and make that run. He's coming through 130R, making that nice clean line. Where is he going to slot himself up into? Goes to P7. Currently our highest medium runner. I wonder if he'll be able to make it into the top 10 still on those mediums. He could be a front runner if the strategies work out in his favor. Say safety cars or VSCs or what have you. And it just happens to work out in his favor. CJ does a 130 flat, 130.2. Gonna go out on his hot lap now, trying to improve before the end of the qualification here. These S's are a difficult line to navigate because if you mess up one apex, it throws off the apex for all of your other corners. So very tight corners, of course, through those S's to try and navigate. Grabs enough of the curb. I'm sure he's going to be wanting some points coming later into the series and wanting to show off some of his pace. I see a few of these guys are all lining up and outlap now for their final run. Even Saxman has gone back out for another final lap, and oh no, CJ has lost it on his final run. That's gonna be it for him coming through Spoon. Just a little bit too much, unfortunately. Max Senna's gonna be coming through, trying to finish up. Oh, he must have been validated. I wonder if he has enough fuel and time to get around. Oh, that's quite unfortunate for CJ, though. Not going to help him any. Ritzy's on a run right now. Started his lap. Funky Cactus is on his way through. Into the Spoons now. Well, he's got some traffic ahead. Hopefully that doesn't cause him any issues. As his teammate Redeemer gets out of his way for him. And a nice apex through there. And everyone else is trying to stay out of his line. Good on them. A little unsteady with that bump. I know that bump can be a tricky thing, but that's going to slot him up into P2. Dividing the two Mercs. But HRC is on an outlap. Saxman's on a run, just started his lap. Andre Muri is on the run as well. Ritzy Raccoon is coming through. I know Max Senna put in a different... I don't know if he's going to put in a decent time if he went for a second run. He's going to still put himself up into P7 on those two lap-old softs. Ritzy Raccoon, can he improve? He will. Puts himself up to P4 with a 128.6. Now that the clock is done, who's going to make it down the line? HRC has made it over, but guys like Wise going to make it. Oh, into the pits. I think everybody that wanted to make a run has gotten over the line and made the run. People are getting out of each other's way. I see that Senna's gotten out of the way of Alpha. Senna, you're not supposed to retire on track, buddy. Still gets in the way of other drivers. I wonder if that screwed up Maverick's run. Maverick is still into the negative. It's thrown him off. He clipped it. That's unfortunate. Your track car is still out on track, and that's the problem. You can't be retiring on track. Oh well. HRC is going to be coming down through, taking the corners very well. Trying to push for a slightly better... Oh, he's going to come right into the pits. I'll let it be. Can't improve it. Not on that run, it seems. I think that's going to be mostly our loadout for the Japanese Grand Prix. For Tier 2 of BRL. Now, those in the comments, drop whoever you think is going to win or be at least your podium runners for tonight. I'm sure it's going to be an interesting one. We got two teams putting themselves right at the top with the Alfa Romeos and the Mercs. So I wonder how that's going to play out. Redeemer and Funky Cactus are a little bit divided, but we got three teams that can be battling for those top 6 spots. So we'll have to see. don't think CJ knows he's the last guy out, but he's out of fuel. Times like these, you could retire on track, it'd be okay, but only 35 seconds left. It'll be over in a hot second. I hope that doesn't take Redeemer out of his position. I don't think it should. Not in a short quali, at least. If it was full quali, that might have been an issue for him, but and that is going to be the end of our qualification session. Saxman puts himself ahead of his teammate this time around instead of the Russian Grand Prix, putting himself 5/10 ahead of everybody else. But it's still a pretty competitive top 3, 4, 5, all within a second of each other. It's going to be a good fight, as we have McFaceface as our highest medium runner in P10. I wonder if that will be the difference to Sonic and Wiser Square to have that option of a different set. But I am curious to see who else will run the medium come race time. Oh, it's a dry run. It's always good to have a dry run of Japan. These guys are all trying to load in. I think everybody is here. Ten seconds to go as these guys are getting ready to go. These guys are getting ready for their formation lap. But, yes, ERL, we are doing quite a lot for the 2020 season, as we are moving to several different tiers and leagues for different reasons for everybody, different assists, and PC League as well, doing F2 into the next season as well, and a few events we're trying to mix in just to keep things interesting for our viewers and for our drivers. You know, maybe a few screwballs, maybe a few things just to test them out and make them push in a different way. Also, are going to be starting up a Facebook page, and we'll be trying to update and keep everything posted for you there. We're hoping in the future we can keep some of our streams there so you can share them with all your friends and family and enjoy it through that as well. I know lots of people try different apps, Facebook, Twitch, whatever. Again, it's just more viewership and for everybody to enjoy it through different ways. Not all of us have parents that are tech literate but would like to watch as well. Keep that in mind. For some of us that are older, well, you can still just figure it out watching at home. As these guys are all lining up and warming up the tires. I'm hoping Maverick has a good run. I know he wants to challenge that Whiffy winner for the title here. Whiffy's starting just a little bit back from him, but that could all change into turn 1. Senna, I know, wants to get some points. As these guys are all going to start lining up to the grid. And I'm sure in just a second we'll get these 5 red lights going. 3, 4, 5 red lights. And they're off. Oh. And we already have issues. I know Redeemer has... Funky Cactus is taking the lead. But yeah, it looked like Redeemer has a drive-through penalty. I wonder if they had the red light glitch where you can't go. But yeah, not good, unfortunately. That's going to swap a lot of positions down at the back there. As Livid is trying to fight his way through. Wiser Square picking up more trouble. I hope he kept his wing together. It looks like he has. Saxman's able to recover, but he was all the way up into pole, and he's slid his way all the way to the back, unfortunately. Most of these guys at the back look like they've kept their wings together. Looks like we'll have a pretty good race. It might have just been just that little bit of a lag spike, but maybe just my viewership that it looked that way. I know I don't always have the best connection, so looks like Funky Cactus is taking a good 1 second gap out of everybody else, trying to stretch out that lead. This Funky Cactus sets our provisional lap there. On lap 1. Lots of people moving up and down as HRC is going into the pits for that new wing, and Whiffy Winner looks like he might be doing the same thing. Going for a new wing, unfortunately. As, oh, looks like Ritzy has taken some grass and lost some speed. He's going to throw his teammate up into P2 and Maverick into P3, as he's going to try and fight in between this Alfa Romeo sandwich. As we have a VSC, I wonder what caused that specifically. But that's going to give Funky Cactus a quick breather to regain some power to keep that run. See if he can get a good run out of the VSC to keep that position. I'm sure these guys will be going green in a hot second now. Who's going to try and push the limit? These guys are all backed up a little bit. And it's go. LDR Redeemer looks like he's trying to get a run on Mexena. Andre Miri's found some time against Funky Cactus out of the VSC. Not a whole lot, but just a little bit. If he can close it in, try to get back within that DRS zone, not let him run away. Maverick didn't have the best run on Andre out of there. Ritzy Raccoon is all on him. Get the tires up for you guys there. Some position changes. A lot of the front runners have had some issues, and a lot of the back runners were able to slot themselves up. Yeah, Next Phase Taste is our top runner on the mediums, up into P5. Andre Miri is going to try and keep chasing down Funky Cactus as Tizonic and CJ. Oh no, and CJ's caught. Was that Saxman? Oh, and that's going to take out a lot of his wing. Oh, that's quite unfortunate. That's going to be a, yeah, virtual safety car. I thought that would have been a full safety car, but guess not. As that's going to, yeah, ruin more of Saxman's race. Redeemer's got a wing as well. Unfortunately, I wonder if he's going to try and take this time to fix that. Here, the VSC will be lighting open in a second. I wonder if Maverick's going to try and get the run, or if anybody else will. Anybody else going to try and pit on the VSC? No, as we are green again. Funky Cactus able to keep that gap away from Andre Miri, as Ritzy Raccoon is still on the back of Maverick trying to make a move. This is just helping the soft runners keep their deg up, which isn't helping the face taste. As Saxman's in the pits for a new set of a wing. Same with Redeemer now, unfortunately, as we are going to keep watching the battles here. Ritzy Raccoon has lost a little bit of time to Maverick, just trying to hold on to the back of him and not get too close, not lose too much, as they're trying to get in closer to Andre Miri there. Redeemer's gone for the hards to the end. I'm sure that's a good call, unfortunately, with all the other trauma that's happened. Hopefully a safety car makes him more relevant, as Ritzy Raccoon in Cardinal. Those are the closest battles, is Ritzy Raccoon right now, on the back of Maverick. As everybody else is trying to fight their way through. McSenna's not too far on McFaceface, but besides that, it's quite a stretch to anybody else, as it's mostly a battle for these top runners here. This Funky Cactus is going to set a new fastest lap at a 1:32.8. And Senna close in on McFaceface as BRL Maverick's been overtaken by Ritzy Raccoon. Maverick just bowed out of it just a bit, just to try to save the car. Knows that the position is good. Right now, if he can hold, it's going to be a big difference between him points and Whiffy maybe not making it in, being back into P12. So this could be a very impactful race if Maverick can capitalize on it. As McFaceface is trying to capitalize on a chance to make this strategy work and grab himself some points as well. Next set is not far behind, trying to close in that 1 second gap, get back into that DRS range. But looks like Ritzy Raccoon's going to try and hold Maverick off of Andre Miri, which isn't going to help him any. And it looks like Andre and Funky Cactus are going to have a chance to run away. As they battle through the 130R side by side. Maverick's just going to let him go. Didn't have the same traction, but he's going to have the DRS on him, as that's going to be open. Ritzy takes the defensive line. Maverick's going to have DRS and the speed. He's going to try and take the outside line as they go into the corner. And Maverick's going to just swoop through with that speed on DRS. Definitely a hard corner to defend on, as he's not going to let Ritzy try to sweep his way back ahead. Looks like Senna's just having that hard time holding on to McFaceface, even on... Oh, and McFaceface loses it on the mediums. No! And that's just going to ruin his run as he's trying to rejoin as safely as he can. That's going to slot Cardinal and Tazonic up. The next Senna is going to try and chase down the guys ahead of him that are quite a bit ahead. Just 3-second gap, still in sight, but a little bit off. Tazonic is thinking the same thing, being 4 seconds back. Cardinal's thinking the same thing, being 3 seconds back. But Ritzy Raccoon and Maverick is just an ongoing battle right now between the two of them. Saxman's on the back of Whiffy Winner down at the back. I wonder if he's going to be able to do anything about it into the hairpin. Oh, they're just going to battle it out. But I wonder now with Ritzy having DRS on Mav, is that going to be enough? As Andre's closed into Funky Cactus. Does not have DRS though. DRS is going to close him in a little bit to Maverick, but Maverick still has the pace and he's going to try and keep running away. As now Tazonic is our top medium runner. He's a few seconds off of our leader here. 12 seconds off, but with one pit that could still be the difference. Traffic and everything. We'll have to see. What do we have? Fast lap, yeah. McFaceface and Cardinal are going to be trying to work together as teammates, I'm guessing, as the two Hasses are quite close together at 7 and 8. We have a ghost car of a Ferrari, and yeah, so I'm sure that's not going to count towards our standings in any way. So Wiser Square is going to be in 9th, HRC is in the last spot of 10th. Saxman's going to be fighting for that position as he's overtaken Whiffy Winner, who has not had a good race so far. Livid is a little bit back, and Redeemer's trying to make the most of it. As Ritzy's fallen off to Maverick, just out of that DRS range, but Andre's trying to close into that 1 second gap. Does have it, but doesn't have DRS. Must have just missed it in the zone. But is closing in and looking to try and take that lead position before the pits. Or these guys swap over to the mediums. As Livid Opossum takes a 3-second time penalty, unfortunately. Ritzy's really just trying to chase down the back of Maverick. These guys are just battling it out. Probably the biggest battle has been these two all evening so far. Andre Muri is caught up to the back of Funky Cactus here. The two of them are going to start battling into Spoon here. And I wonder if Funky will be able to defend on 130R, or if there will be a move done into turn 1 of the next lap. As Ritzy Raccoon is closing the gap as well, Andre Muri is trying to keep it nice and close to Funky Cactus, get that DRS and try to make a move. Same with Ritzy, they're both looking at the same strategy on two different opponents. A Renault and a Racing Point. As Maverick goes for the early pit, lap 7, he's going to try and jump over to the mediums, I imagine, to the end. Andre Muri does not get around Funky Cactus, but does close in nice and tight. Now there's a 5-second gap between Ritzy Raccoon and his teammate. It's quite a large one considering what they were at before, but he's going to try and close it in as best as he can. It looks like Maverick is just coming out of the pits now. He's been overtaken by Wiser as he had more speed coming down the straights, but Maverick slotted himself up into 9th there. So good on him. I'm sure he's just trying to avoid the traffic. I wonder how that's going to work out for our other top runners on softs. As Andre Muri is still trying to chase down Funky Cactus. Trying to get a better line out of 130R, trying to hold them nice and close. Trying to stay within that nice DRS slipstream and hopefully not get too offset by those bumps there as Funky goes for the defensive line. Andre has DRS. He's going to try and make the move going down the inside, but does not have the time to make it done. Funky Cactus is going to hold him off for another lap. And Ritzy Raccoon and Max Senna are both into the pits now. And these two are going the distance on the softs. So Tizonic has moved his way up into third on those mediums, still needing to pit for a soft set. And it looks like Maverick has gotten ahead of Ritzy Raccoon out of the pits. And that is very interesting. Able to maintain that position on his way through with a marginal gap, but Maverick does have a warmer set of mediums ready to go to try and run away from Ritzy. McFaceTaste takes a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. Multiple warnings. Andre Miri is still trying to fight the back of Funky Cactus. I wonder if these two are going to pit or if they are going to stick to two different strategies. I wonder if they're going to go 10 and 11 or just 10 and that's it. This will be the last lap. I'm sure Andre is going to try and get nice and close to Funky Cactus. As Funky dives for the pits, Andre's going to continue along holding P1 for now. As Funky's going to try and grab that set of mediums. Tizonic's going to make his way through and probably claim P2 on his run. Still needing to swap for the mediums as Cardinal's made his way up into P3. Phase Taste will be up into P4 even though he's had that slide and a little bit of drama himself. Funky Cactus is just going to come out right behind McFaceTaste, but still ahead of Maverick by quite a bit. But now that there is traffic, how will Cactus be able to get through, and will it be a difference by the time that these guys all need to pit? I believe the mediums only go about 16-17 before you do the 10 to 9 to 8. And it looks like Sonic has lost it, I think. Oh no. Hopefully the 2020 game is better for this. As we're going to try and get back into the action to see what happened with all of our drivers there. I'm guessing what I saw was different from what possibly seen. I'm guessing Tizonic did not slide out. He's still up into P1 as it currently sits. Cardinal in P2. If the position changes, those guys have moved up quite a bit. A lot of these other guys that are down, like Andre Miri, Maverick, HRC, have all pitted or had other issues. Stops for everybody as well. And away we go. This Funky Cactus still has Andre Miri behind him. Gonna try and claw up that time. He's closed it into the leaders quite a bit as they all still need a pit. Does not look like the medium to soft has panned out with those VSCs slowing down the pack and making the tire drag stretch out a little bit longer. As Andre Miri is still in that DRS range. McFaceface is closed in. He's on the DRS range of his own teammate there. As these guys are going to try and battle it out. Is McFaceface going to make a move on his own teammate here? He does have DRS. He's going to make it done. As the two Hasses are going to slide each other through. I wonder if they're going to try and hold off the leader, which is Funky Cactus in a sense. The Saxman overtakes McSenna on those older softs. Hopefully Ritzy can get back in. I think he's just trying to load in. Whiffy's gone for another set. So he's on to the mediums. To the end, I am guessing at this point, for 14 laps. He's just not had a good race. I don't think he'll be able to recover into the points. But again, we could have a safety car, and that could change everything, as Andre Miri's on the back of Funky Cactus. But Funky Cactus has gotten to the back of Cardinal and McFaceface with the difference of old to fresh mediums. As these guys are all freight training their way through, DRS will be open. These guys will be battling it out. I wonder who's going to be able to make the move, or are they going to go 3 wide? Looks like McFaceface and Cardinal try to take a defensive line. Funky Cactus does have the DRS, but it won't be enough. Andre Miri is just going to have to slot in behind. These guys are all going to be fighting their way through. As HRC makes a move on Weiser Square, as these three are going to be battling it out of the back. But Matt Fresher set, he's going to be trying to close it back into Andre Miri and Funky Cactus, but these guys fighting up ahead are slowing them down. Maverick did have about a 5-second gap. He's going to try and close that in. McFaceface isn't too far away from his team in that DRS range. They're closing in slightly to Tazonic, who's probably just having a little bit of issue with Dagger. He's just trying to reserve a little bit of battery this lap. Maybe that's why his pace is just a little bit slower and they're catching up. These top 5 are just freight training their way through. HRC is on the back of Maverick trying to make a move as well. On the older set of mediums, I'm not sure it's really worth it, but again, you need the track position. You need to keep running as fast as you can. So it's definitely a hard call. Gonna try and make the move done. They're gonna go through 130R. He's gonna think about it. Can he make a move? Maverick defend. Oh, and there's contact. And HRC, yeah, has pushed Maverick off. And that is not good, unfortunately, for HRC. That's just going to do more damage for him. I think he's going to pit. Yeah, he's going to pit for a new wing. Probably go softs to the end. That's going to ruin his race, unfortunately. As we'll watch the fight back at the front, as Funky Cactus did get around Cardinal. Cardinal's defending against Andre Miri, not going to let him by as easily, as that's going to just try and close in Maverick a little bit closer. Andre Miri goes for the inside look on Cardinal into the hairpin corner and gets it done. Cardinal leaving him a little bit of room, being somewhat gentlemanly of that move, letting him get back into Funky Cactus, but there is a bit of a gap that developed, about a 1.5 second gap now. As McFaceface is going to try and chase him down as best he can. Funky Cactus is on the back of him. He's going to try and make the move. McFaceface gets a good defensive line, but Funky Cactus will have DRS coming down the straight. will it be enough? Funky Cactus is trying to look at the inside look down into turn 1, gets it done on McFaceTace. Andre Muri is looking at it, trying to catch his way back up into this little battle here. His Cardinal's just fallen off on those older mediums. Probably just time to come in for those softs if he can. As Possum takes another 3-second time penalty, not helping out his run either. Funky Cactus really wants this win today, as he's just pushing to catch up to Tizonic, who's probably going to be pitting within the next 2 or 3 laps, I would have to imagine, for that new set of mediums. If there's a safety car, that could make the difference if it were to happen right now. It's Ritzy Raccoon trying to push his way back up through. Maverick is on the back of that Ghost. Let's see. McFaceTace and Andre Muri make a bit of a change of who's where. It looks like Andre had more of the straight line speed compared to those older medium tires. Now there's a 2-second gap almost. He's going to try and close that back into Funky Cactus, as Funky's trying to get within that 1-second gap to Tizonic, get that DRS to try and throw himself farther ahead, as McFaceTace gets a 5-second for speeding in the pit lane. Quite unfortunate. That's not going to help his run at all. And Maverick's trying to close that gap into Cardinal now. He does have the older medium set, but it's still going to be a pretty good run for him if he can hold, a 3-second time penalty, but if he can hold it, it still could be a strong P3 for him. HRC is going to set the new fastest lap at a 1:30.8. Quite a speedy time there, but unfortunately just had too much drama. I'm not sure he's going to be able to make anything of it, as he's trying to chase down Whiffy Winner, who's also had a lot of drama this race. These guys are trying to fight for that last point, as Liza Square is technically up into 10th, holding that last point position, only 9 seconds away from these guys. As we are going to try and see if Funky Cactus can make the move on Tizonic. Coming down into turn 1, it looks like we have an Alfa Romeo off. It looks like it's Ritzy Raccoon. I wonder what's gone there. He's lost a lot of wing. I'm not sure what happened or if that was contact. But Tizonic is going to slot himself into the pits. Get that new set of softs. And Maverick is going to slot himself up into P3. There is a bit of a gap between some of our drivers now with all of our pits. It's going to be quite a big gap between our 1, 2, 3. Looks like Andre Muri and Funky Cactus will be fighting this one all the way till the very end of the race, as Ritzy Raccoon gets a 3-second or 5-second for speeding in the pit lane, which isn't going to help him. Maverick is going to just try and hold his position against Maxena with a good gap between him, but there's a good gap ahead as well. Tizonic definitely has the pace with the softs. Hopefully he can catch Maxena before the end with a 5-second gap. Cardinal's going to try and do the same with McFaceTace, but it's going to be quite difficult to make much more than the gap that these guys have already built away from them. Andre Muri is trying to close in that 1-second gap. Doesn't quite have it to Funky Cactus yet, but might in a lap or two. And these guys will be battling it out right to the end. If he can close it in to lap 21, gives him 5-6 laps to try and take that position and defend it to the very end. But yeah, should be an interesting fight. Maverick has fallen off to them a little bit, but not fallen off to Maxena, so Just doesn't have the pace compared to Andre Miri and Funky Cactus today, but he is on the older tire, so that might also have something to do with it. Good on these guys. They've only had VSCs. We haven't had a safety car yet. Cardinal's going to try and make his way through base days. These guys are all spread out, but they're also somewhat close, just with that 1-2 second gap here and there. Andre Miri is just going to try and close that in. Doesn't look like he has the pace in Sector 2, but it looks like he does have the pace in Sector 3 and 1 for that straight line speed, but still can't close that into that DRS range this lap, unfortunately. Max Senna has clawed in a little bit of time to Maverick, who's just not had the strongest of laps. And Tazonic has closed in 1.5 on Max Senna, trying to close in those gaps as well. See if he can get himself a podium or a little bit more points as they are going through. His HRC does have fastest lap, and he is up into 10th. That is good for him. Redeemer's just had a rough race with more time penalties. Saxman takes a 3-second time penalty. And Andre Miri still trying to close in that 1.3, 1.5 second gap. It's not an easy one to do. That gap is one of the hardest. It's easiest when you're gaining lots and lots of time, but that 1 second gap is one of the hardest ones to fight through, especially when you're on a simpler tire strategy. But hopefully he can do it, give us a good fight to the end. Funky Cactus is trying to run away as best he can. Saxman on the back of McFace's now, 0.4 back. Not a whole lot separates the two of them, but McFace should be faster on those fresher softs compared to those mediums, but Saxman definitely just has the pace, being our pole sitter today. It looks like they were just ready for Japan. Yeah, we're watching some good racing. Always trying to get the best out of PRL. These drivers are all been practicing and putting out good laps and consistent driving. So McFace's doesn't have DRS. Interesting. Maybe it's broken for him, and that's also not going to help his race. I've had that quite often. To me, a broken DRS, and BRL Maverick has gone off, which isn't going to help him, as McSenna and Tazonic are going to slot themselves up. Maverick's going to recover and try to continue along, but looks like Tazonic is looking for that podium position in P3. But yeah, looks like McFace is still trying to fight Saxman. I just don't know how that's going to go with their different tire strategies at this point. Maverick is going to try and claw back some of that time. I'm not sure how much he's going to be able to. As Cardinal's closing in on the back of him now on those softs with a 1.2 second gap between them. As Tazonic is 1.6 off of McSenna, trying to close that in. Andre Miri is 0.8 off of Funky Cactus now with 5 laps to go. As Cardinal is closing in, had the DRS on Maverick, I'm guessing, down the straight, had the speed. I'm wondering if he can make it work. Definitely has the fresher tire. Should be an easier move for him. As Tizonic is on the back of Maxena as well, closing into that 1 second gap. This BRL Maverick is going to take another 3 second time penalty, which isn't going to help his finishing order. Andre Muri on the back of Funky Cactus. Will he have the DRS make the difference? DRS is open. He's going to try and close it in. Is it going to be enough though? No, it's not. He's going to back out of it. Try to close in that gap. Make that battle go to the very end. Tizonic has lost only 0.2 off of Maxena. And Cardinal has pushed his way through Maverick, trying to get farther ahead. Maverick has now got DRS, going to try and keep his pace up. As Saxman's going to try and get DRS on Maverick to make a good recovery race for him. Sector 1 yellows. And that looks like a off. Having a hard time. Lost the whole front wing, unfortunately. He's just not had a good race. Ritzy Raccoon had a decent start, but fell off in the later parts of his race. As Cardinal takes a 3 second time penalty, which isn't going to help him out, as Saxman's on the back of Maverick now, on the fresher medium tire. Wiser Square is fighting the back of McFacedays, but a few of them are going to try and duke it out for the end as well. Tizonic is on the back of Maxena. Is he going to try and make the dive? He thinks about it, thinks again, gets nice and tight and close. Is he going to make the dive? Thinks about it, brakes nice and close to him. As these two are going to battle it right down over the line. Tizonic is going to get that DRS, going to take that inside look into turn 1. Good move, and he's up into P3. I don't think he'll be able to claw back a 19-second gap at this point, but he should be able to build himself a comfortable gap if he's got any time penalties to maintain that P3. That's going to help him chase down Maverick in the championship standings, so it's good for Tizonic. Andre Muri is still trying to close down into Funky Cactus. Cactus has been dominating just by a hair this entire race. Very good on him just to hold it down. It's not an easy job to be at the front and have that kind of stress, but man, he's been pushing and done a good job of it. Consistency is key, as Andre Muri is still trying to chase him down, as these guys are really trying to take those corners as best they can. His Maxena has already fallen off 1.8 to Tizonic. Andre Muri does have DRS, but it's still not enough against Funky Cactus being so much farther ahead out of the chicanes. Saxman's going to make the move on Cardinal. The difference between mediums and softs at this point is going to be pretty on par. I'm guessing the mediums have a little bit more pace than a 6-lap soft, but Saxman's going to try and recover his way through P5 to try to get the Saxman down to position, but he did do 2 stops, so it is a very good recovery for him up into that position. Position changes now. Tizonic has done an amazing job from the back, same with Cardinal, up 9 positions. So great race from these guys. Funky Cactus up 1, Andre Muri up 2, Maverick is only down 1. We have Wiser Square McFaceTaste having more issues. And that's going to slot HRC up. Is Whiffy Winner going to be able to take advantage of that? He's going to be able to slot himself up into 10th. As McFaceTaste is now in 11th, unfortunately, just outside the points. And with, I don't know if he's got bad wing damage. Look like missing end plates on both sides, yeah, so it's going to be hard to try and catch up to Whiffy. So Whiffy somehow found himself up into P10 to grab something for this weekend for his troubles. As these guys are going to be fighting. Andre Muri still on the back of Funky Cactus here as they are just trying to battle it out. Cardinal's trying to close it down into Saxman, but just can't. Saxman definitely has the pace around here as Maverick is just trying to hold on to Cardinal. And Maverick, being on the old medium tires, has done a very good job holding on to those soft runners. Definitely has strong pace, considering how tired the mediums must be. Andre Muri is just chasing down Funky Cactus all the way down to the end here. HRC, oh, that's just on the ghost. Andre Muri is going to be chasing down. Oh, McFaceTaste is retired. Putting him into the pits. Ratsy Raccoon is a little bit off from Whiffy Winner, but still has that chance at fighting it out for the last set of points here. Andre Muri and Funky Cactus are going to be battling through these corners. Andre Muri trying to get that DRS, trying to put himself through. Can he do it on this final lap as these guys are coming through on the penultimate lap? Andre Muri's closed in the gap a lot. It looks like this is the lap to try and make the move. He wants to get it done, probably just before that little chicane to make sure that no move can be done back. As he's closed it in nice and tight to Funky Cactus. Saxman's closed it on to the back of Maxena, trying to close in for P4. An amazing recovery race for him. So, great racing from all these guys. As HRC is going to set a new fast lap at a 130.6. I believe he had the old fast lap at a 130.8. But good on him to put in a fast lap with 12 lap old mediums. Andre Muri might just not have the ability to take Funky Cactus as he's fallen off a little bit at the end of Sector 2. Trying to close it back in through Spoon. Saxman's trying to make the move on Maxena as well. Andre Muri, can he make it done? I don't think he can. And can Saxman get it done through Spoon? No, but he's going to be able to hold on to the back of Maxena, try to take this battle to the very line, giving it everything he's got with overtake. And Andre Muri takes a 5-second for an unserved penalty. Saxman is going to try and make the move. He's going to make the dive down the inside as they're going to just touch lightly, side by side, down over the line. Saxman's going to take him just by that bit, and it looks like Maxena is going to come out on top on penalties as Cardinal and Maverick fight it out, and Cardinal's going to move up. And Wiser Square is going to take Maverick on penalties. And it looks like Whiffy's going to take P10 for this race, and Ritzy's going to finish it out. So that should be your finishing order. And there you go. Funky Cactus as your P1 victory winner for today. There you have it. Funky Cactus taking the win. 5-second penalty, unfortunately, for Andre Mire, just not being able to help him with that. But yeah, and Tizonic moving up from P12 to P3. Good on him. Cardinal up from P15. Senna from P9. Saxman, unfortunately, having his issues didn't help. Maverick having a few time penalties didn't help his final order. As these guys did a pretty good job on their way through, but unfortunately we had a few DNFs, a little bit of contact, some issues there, but overall, very good race, guys. Well done. Now, let's... Welcome, welcome. We're just waiting on Andre. Wonder if Andre has a headset or if they'll be able to get in. Make sure you guys enable your mics and whatnot, but yeah. Well, while I'm waiting for Andre, oh, Tizonic, what a race, eh? Somehow made your way back up into P3. How was that for you?
Yeah, it was quite good actually. The first few laps were pretty chaotic. I think there was a few issues at the lights of people jumping it and some people not going at all. It sort of caused havoc at the back. But I sort of picked my way through it without getting too much damage. And after that, really, it was sort of just trying to extend the stint on the mediums. It's quite funny actually because I've got my controller's got a bit of an issue. It keeps turning left, so it was quite difficult in some places to stop it from turning left whilst trying to turn right. But yeah, I was sort of being a little bit cautious on that front. But it was a good race. I sort of kept to my own really, and then put onto the softs, and I came out in fifth, which originally surprised me. I thought I'd come out a bit further back than that. Yeah, and I just picked past Senna and then Maverick, who made a mistake, and took third place.
Yeah, I was curious to see if with the pace on the softs, if you were going to take third anyhow, but in the end you got it just with the mistakes of a few other drivers and slotted yourself up. I don't know why Andre hasn't been able to...
May I?
Yeah,
Andre's
go ahead.
Having issues.
Oh, okay.
Andre's having issues.
I might miss his interview, unfortunately. He had an amazing race there, Funky. Like, did you know about the 5-second penalty? I'm guessing not. I'm guessing you just were fighting right to the end with Andre throughout that pretty much whole race of both on the soft stint and on the medium.
Yeah. I think he got that 5-second penalty when he when how this game sometimes gives you penalties when you cut corners instead of warnings. I think he might have got one of those. Otherwise, I had no clue.
Yeah. Andre has joined. Remember to add your oh, they left. Dang.
Having some connection issues.
I feel bad because the guy deserves his podium interview. He had a very good race. You guys were all fighting it out. At least you guys at the front there, Funky, had a fight pretty much ongoing the entire race when there was some other people kind of spread out in between, but overall it wasn't that bad. I don't know what happened at the start there. I think some people might have had that red light glitch where they couldn't go.
Yeah.
I don't know if Redeemer got the red light glitch and that's
Yeah,
why he got
did.
his drive through.
Yeah.
I had a feeling.
I was talking with him earlier. His lights went out later than everyone else's, because everyone else started going. So he's sort of like, okay, why am I not going? And then he got a drive through for it because he obviously left early because his lights went out late.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's.
Yeah, I noticed how that kind of screwed up a few people's races. I think Saxman might have had something similar at the front because he didn't go off the start either. So Yeah. Andre, have you Clickbox add your audio? Hopefully you can stay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome. Awesome. What a race from you. You're pretty much fighting Lucky the whole time, or Funky the whole time. How do you feel about that one?
Yeah, I was hoping to get past him on the straights, but every time I went on the straights, I couldn't catch up. I was even running low wings, but still couldn't get past him. I was hoping for the DRS too, but still couldn't get past him.
Yeah, it just seemed like it was hard to even get past, even with DRS. What happened with that 5 second penalty? Was that just one of those weird corner cutting on VSC 5 seconds, or was that something else? Andre? I don't know if they can hear me.
If you're talking, you can't hear you. Kind of breaking up.
Oh, well, there you go. Lag and everything else. So, with that being said, unfortunately, I'll probably wrap up the stream here. These guys had a great race. Andre, congratulations to you. Funky, congratulations to Zonic. Congratulations. You guys all drove great. This is Wrathful. I'll be signing off. Have a good night.